The brave little ant. Once upon a time, in a bustling ant colony deep in the forest, there lived a tiny ant named Andy. Andy was smaller than all the other ants and often felt overlooked, but he had a heart full of courage. While the other ants spent their days gathering food and building tunnels, Andy dreamed of exploring beyond the colony and finding new adventures. One sunny morning, the colony faced a problem. The path to the best berry bush in the forest had been blocked by a fallen log. The larger ants tried to move it, but it was too heavy for them, and the whole colony was worried they wouldn't have enough food for winter. Seeing everyone so upset, Andy felt a spark of determination. He might have been small, but he was clever and quick. He thought of a plan and bravely approached the queen ant. "Your Majesty," he began, "if I can find another way to the berry bush, would you allow me to lead a group of ants there?" The queen ant looked down at little Andy with surprise, but saw the bravery in his eyes. "Go ahead, Andy," she said. "We believe in you." Andy scurried off and began his journey around the log, climbing over rocks and through tall grasses. He spotted a narrow path winding under the log that led to the berry bush. It was a tricky route, but Andy knew he could lead the other ants through it safely. With excitement, Andy rushed back to the colony. "I found a way." "Follow me," he shouted. The other ants hesitated at first, but they trusted him and followed his lead. Andy guided the ants under the log and along the winding path until, at last, they reached the berry bush. The colony cheered and began gathering berries, grateful for Andy's bravery and quick thinking. From that day on, Andy was no longer seen as just a small ant. He was celebrated as the brave little ant who helped save the colony. And Andy learned that being small didn't mean he couldn't do big things. With a courageous heart, he could make a difference.